Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to get on here and talk about a couple of things. Mainly, I want to talk about the wishes of your parents or possibly aunt and uncle. What do they want for themselves in case the time comes when they can't speak for themselves? What are their wishes? Do they want to be treated depending on what type of disease they may have, or do they just want to be left comfortable? So I think the first order of business is we need to know what they want. I would start the conversation off by asking them, maybe inviting them out to dinner. Bring the conversation up. You may get some pushback, which is normal, because when I brought the conversation up with my mother, she didn't want to talk about it. So give them some time, because we are talking about end of life and what they want. If they decide that they want to have the discussion with you, if there are other seniors, I'm sorry, not seniors, but if there are other siblings involved, then you want to have that family conversation. But I can tell you 9 times out of 10, there is one child in that group that's the designated person, whether that person is in the city with them or if that person lives away. There's always one that mother is going to confide in a little bit more than what she may confide in with the rest of your brothers and sisters. So ask them, so Mom, have you thought about if something happens to you, do you want to be kept on a respirator? Do you want a peg tube? And see what she says. And I'm saying she because I have a mother, I don't have a father. So in this case, if both of your parents are alive, then I would talk to both of them. Or you may have an aunt or uncle, or just maybe some friends that are elderly that may not have any family members. Talk to them and see what their wishes are. And then to get it further along and more legal, you may want to go to an attorney's office, and you may want to get become the patient's POA, which is their power of attorney. And that includes paperwork on what your wishes are. So when that time comes, you won't have to place that burden on your family members to decide your wants and wishes. Have that POA paperwork. A lot of times the doctor's office may have a copy of it. A lot of times the hospital may have a copy of it. Have that out. Give it to the appointed people, so that way your wishes will be known, because you don't want to get into a situation where you are on a vent and the doctor comes in and may say, she's not doing well, he's not doing well, have you thought about taking them off the ventilator? You don't want to make that decision. And then if something happens and they are on that ventilator, you don't want the burden of saying, the doctor's saying that she's not going to improve, he's not going to improve, I need to take them off. So that is a conversation that you need to have. It's a hard conversation, but you can do it. These are just little things that I think, whether you are 18, 48, 58, an 18-year-old is not going to think about life ever after. But the older we become, we as in the kids, the more we want to try to honor the wishes of our parents. Get it in writing if you can. If you can't get it in writing, have a family meeting where everybody can hear what your wishes are, because then you don't want a situation where Mom wants to be off the vent, but then the other sibling says, well, that's not what she told me. Or the son goes, well, she told me X, Y, and Z. So if it's more than one, I would go ahead and try to get power of attorney. Or you can get something that's called medical power of attorney, where that is just inclusive to something that happens medically if you're in a hospital. Just a little tidbit, something that will make everybody's life a little bit better when and if that time comes. It's a rainy afternoon here, kind of gloomy, but what I want to do is just make everybody's conversation with the senior in your life a little bit better. I hope everybody has a pleasant evening, and we will speak soon. Bye-bye.